Hello, I'm Paul Ryan, and as you can see, I'm in my new healthcare residence, and as you see, I have a car behind me, and I've started a car washing business. I wash the hubcaps of the car, and that's a service to myself as I get the respect of having clean hubcaps, but it could be a service to other people if they're in a car park which has large amounts of cars that need the hubcaps being cleaned and the car's uh, body being cleaned with soapy water and microfiber towels. It's just an example of one business. There's another garden behind me. You can see that the garden has been mowed, and that's another business, a scalable business. You can knock on doors saying if you want me to take care of your garden and mow your lawn, and that could be a business, a scalable business that you couldn't go knocking doors with a lawnmower in the back of a trailer and doing that for a living. And if they say no to you, there's no problem. You don't have to concern yourself anymore. You just go to the next opportunity. So, like, if you're thinking that I don't want to watch this video anymore, I'm bored and I've got a headache, just hold on. I'm going to talk to you about service-based business and how my martial arts is what I purchase after I purchase a cup of coffee. Why? Because if I make you a cup of coffee, I get money, and I can use that money to buy kung fu lessons. That's where I turn a small income into a larger income. For example, if I have €10,000 left over a year from making cups of coffee after feeding myself and paying my rent, I can take that €10,000 and invest it into martial arts lessons. And those martial arts lessons, like 7-time praying mantis, for example, I own them like the way you own yoga. When you learn a yoga asana, you take it with you and you can sell it on YouTube. So, the martial arts I studied was mixed martial arts, Chinese and Japanese styles. So I have a lot of martial arts and I want to sell them to you on this YouTube channel. As you see, I have a car, but I don't actually drive the car. I haven't studied the driver's license. I haven't completed the exam, but I have studied it. But what I wanted to explain is that I have a chauffeur. I have a chauffeur through a service-based business. I'll be like the chauffeur to your body as you mimic me and my movements. You copy my movements, then you own my movements. My movements or techniques, or in Japanese they call jutsu or technique. Once you learn the movements, you will own them and you can take them with them. And if you train them and they become reflexive, like muscle memory, they might save your bacon in a real street fight to the death. But it will be just another way of burning lots of calories. As you see, I haven't been training in a while, so I'm getting back into training. Just like in the film Karate Kid, Mr. Miyagi has surrounded by old cars and reading the newspaper how he didn't win the lottery and he's depressed and he takes an antidepressant and the Karate Kid comes up to him and says, you know martial arts, you should sell martial arts. So that's what I'm doing. So this is like a Karate Kid movie. So I want to teach you martial arts. Martial arts is going to be called Wing Chun. Wing Chun, I've one video already, a Silim Tao. But you can learn Wing Chun from a wooden dummy application available on Google Play Store. You will see the link below. Now, with the Wing Chun, it's good to cheese out, but not cheese out everyone. If you cheese out everyone, you will get sick because of the pandemic. So, it's good to learn the 3 fighting forms in Wing Chun and learn them from the wooden dummy in the smartphone application. The one technique I want to teach you today is chain punch. So chain punch, if I stand in the Wing Chun stance, and you won't be able to see the stance in this shot, but you will be able to see it in the dummy application. He will teach you. Punch over the top of the fist. This means I'm not going to stop punching, and I'm making index knuckles point. I like a trigger finger, and I'm punching and hitting you with the top 2 fists, knuckles. They're hitting you and they're bringing your chest down and ripping open your heart. breaking your chest cage, your chest, sternum. So you could do it faster. You could advance. You could retreat, but you're not gonna. You could hit him on the ground and make the last one heavy. So, Wing Chun stance is a very important stance. It's where the toes point towards each other with the heels turned out. Why does this do? It lets you isolate the upper body, allow you to work the upper body for a longer period of time, and this period of time allows you to develop more rapid fire muscles, small bones and sinews, and the blocks with the punches simultaneously. That's bang sao punch, steady hand block punch. So with these techniques and these forms, within 6 months of you watching my videos, you're going to be a very skilled fighter. You're going to be so skilled that you'll probably win any fighting competition you enter on the streets, let alone maybe betting on yourself and winning the UFC. As you can see, I'm a heavyweight. I weigh over 121 kilos. I want to weigh a bit less because I was eating too many cholesterol foods, and I've been studying my food science. You can have 9 spoons of sugar if you're a man, 6 spoons of sugar a woman. You can have 1 egg a day, 7 eggs a week. And so that's not a lot of eggs. So people buy 18 eggs. That's 2 weeks supply, enough for 2 people. 1 egg a day. What happens if you have 1 egg a day and you're living on your own? Well, you'll have a hen. A chicken will come out of the egg, and then you'll have a pet chicken, and then you'll have more eggs, and then you won't have to buy any more eggs. That's the power of compounding. If you add money to your bank account first thing in the morning, and then leave it all day, the sun will grow the compound interest, and the next day you'll have more plant life than what you started out with. A seed turns into large plants. They could be 6 feet tall. They could be very long lettuce plants, tall lettuce plants, and they could be long stalks of garlic bulbs. You have to add water. So if you're watching this video, I assume you have water. Now I want to sell you a watch. This is my watch. This watch I designed myself with AliExpress. It is a smartwatch, and it can measure my blood and glucose and my body fat percentage. Can you see that? Yeah. My BMI is okay, but if you look at my body water, it's 53%. That means I'm dehydrated. I'm being cautioned about how much water I'm intaking. So I'm saying, what? I went to the PhD, I'm dehydrated, you know? The dentist dehydrated, so what? The dentist doesn't care. You have to go to the psychiatrist. The psychiatrist said, PhD, there's the water machine. It's on the ward. Drink out of the water machine. So I did that. I did that for 20 years. And when you watch a video, you generate advertising space. And that advertising sells you products. If you buy those products, you're playing into the hands of the corporations. And that benefits me as an advertiser. I want to put AdSense on the videos. That's how I get money, and I invest money, buy more Kung Fu lessons, teach more Kung Fu. So what I learned teacher there today was chain punch. Right? Now from the side, it looks like this. And he could advance. Chain punch. So chain punch is what you use when you have no other solid leads. If you have doubts in your mind, you have to use chain punch. The chain punch could be leading into a chi sao, which means energy, life force. Then life force block might be a good translation. Then take off the weapon off the person and disarm them, and then you could seize and control them. You could hit them in the back of the head and explain that what they're doing is evil. That's a good technique in policing. It's cheese out into seizing and controlling, and then arresting, and then send to psychiatrist to medicate the symptoms. The psychiatrist is NFQ level 10. That's the National Framework of Qualifications in Ireland. That means they have the highest education available in the country. For a higher level education, I would have to introduce you to my associates on truehope.com. They use micronutrients for direct brain nutrition, Lightning Banana and Renova and Essential Mineral Power Plus Ultimate. That's the way out. Using IT to order the micronutrients is a way out for maybe 70% of patients. But how are they going to get the money to pay for the micronutrients? Well, if they rely on the government stipend, they're not going to get anything near like Irish Vitamins or True Hope. They're not going to get anything like that. They're just going to feed into the system a bit more. They'll buy things online and they won't need them, but they're not going to buy. They'll never have money for expensive micronutrients. And if they do have money, they'll have no money for no other food-based product. They'll have money for the vitamins, but they won't have a balanced diet. So, how do they do it? They have to sell a skill that they have already. And YouTube is the audience to do that. YouTube, with the AdSense from Google, you have to realize they have to work for someone. Google is my boss. Google says use Startpage. Startpage is a better boss in terms of cryptography and VPN built into the website, redirecting any hackers trying to eavesdrop or malware or anything. The Startpage has all the security features built into the Startpage, which should be a Startpage on your web browser. So Startpage, you can use it as a VPN to search the internet. Then what I like to do is I used to go with Startpage and then deepai.org. That's deepai.org. And that has a scalable business model from free with web-based advertising support like I'm doing on this YouTube channel, or if you pay in, you get longer, bigger data files. So like if you have 30 seconds of audio generated by the music generator in DeepAI, you could ask for a longer, maybe a 74-minute CD or 80-minute CD, or longer, any length possible, based on how much money you have invested in the deepai.org. So they also have a chat generator, and that told me things like the meaning of life, and it told me how to turn 10,000 into 100,000, that kind of thing, how to make money. And then the art generator. So what you can do with the art generator is you could do, I've done this, you can paint a painting based on the AI generated imagery or artwork that AI generates. So it could generate a sports car as a graphic, and then you can paint that sports car. Now, that's a derivative work, but who owns it? Does AI own it, or do you own it? You prompted it as an AI annotator into existence, a bit like an Egyptian god, but what about, who owns the AI? Well, it seems like maybe AI had to be invented, but who actually owns it? Well, if you're paying the AI through web-based advertising, you own that prompt that you create. So you can create a derivative work, I would argue, as a human organic intelligence and paint the artwork that AI generates. That means you have no shortage of inspiration, and then you put that artwork on ArtPal as AI inspired artwork. And then you could sell it on ArtPal, and that can go feed to the Instagram and auto post, and you can build it up and make some sales. You can sell it on different mediums like canvas or metal sheets. That's all on artpal.com. I'm doing that too. But what about, I said I had this car. I had to get a private I license, iTheory app. Yes, I had to pay. I had to pay iTheory money to study the driving theory test. What happens the next day? They invent the flying car. The flying car is a drone that you sit into that flies around and lands with a parachute, making our road system like a lot of pointless busy work. So that's why I'm working with the camera. I don't see my work with the camera as pointless or even busy work. I'll be going to do it anyway, and I will be reaching a smaller audience unless I work with the camera on YouTube. So the car, is it obsolete? Maybe. Should we just let them rust in Cuba? I don't know. The flying car is very impressive. I saw it land with the parachutes. It's a bit like a helicopter with the 4 blades in the corners of each corner of the drone car, and I saw the human sitting into it. It was very real footage, a very brand new invention. And how is that going to affect our life? Now, about the architecture. This next link is called geodomex.co.uk. www.geodomex.co.uk. So if we're all living in domes, we can just fly around in the flying car and parachute land onto the dome of our choice, where our buddies and friends and family are waiting to serve us a service-based business. So we combine newer healthcare services and its competitors with dome 8 people around our circular table inside a Geodomex dome. You can get 8 people feeding sitting down in a dome. This is going to destroy Lana and McDonald's. You want 8 people sitting down in a dome, and then you're going to fly around, and anywhere, because roads are obsolete and you don't need people, you don't need to be near a busy junction to get human traffic anymore. You just let the flying car and the guests land in the flying car. This is the future. Location isn't all it was cracked up to be anymore. We can put the domes anywhere with the modular wooden base. No planning permission required. We can open restaurants, Airbnbs, yoga ashrams, bench press gyms, cinema, or libraries, or anything you can think of. Any business, any interior design you can think of can fit inside the dome, and the dome doesn't require planning permission, as I said. And it's £2,000, £1,000 for the base, £1,000 for the dome, £495 assembly fee. Check your air code on the website geodomex.co.uk. And I designed this dome with a pencil. That's why I benefit from it. I used my pencil that I learned in school, and I drew the dome. That's easy, isn't it? I designed the recessed door, and I designed the modular wooden base based on chemicals. Like the first 50p piece I ever seen, the chemical is slightly different. It has a 1 extra side, and it dovetails and merges and thumb screws in with the other pieces of the dome, and then you get a home.